Hey guys, Spence here at Core 4x4. Today in the studio, we're taking a break from the installs to go over proper maintenance of your adjustable control arms. So we're going to go over greasing, when to grease, what type of grease to use, and then what to look for as far as wear and when to actually rebuild your control arms. And then we're going to show you how to do that. So today we got the JK in the studio that's had our camp series on it for about 5 years. It's been a daily driver with a bit of off-road use, so we're going to see what the arms are looking like. We'll pull one off and we'll show you how to rebuild it. All right, so one of the biggest questions we get asked is what type of grease to use, when to grease, and how often. So for a lot of that, it really depends on which component of the control arm you're talking about. The Johnny joints, if you have a camp or a crawl series, they all come pre-greased with a moly-based grease inside. So it's not necessary to grease those right away. But if you have a camp series that has a bushing on one end or the cruise series that has the bushing at both ends, you will need to grease on install. Now, after your initial greasing, you really only need to grease your control arms every 10 to 15,000 miles or about every other oil change. Now, it is important to use the right type of grease. Stay away from any of the fully synthetic lithium greases and really stick to a moly-based grease. We recommend just using the Johnny joint grease. It works well on both sides of the control arms, the bushing and the Johnny joint. We're going to talk about a couple things to look for in diagnosing any issues with your control arms. We often get the question like, oh, I hear a clanking sound underneath my Jeep. I just installed my control arms and I'm having this issue. And a lot of people will assume they just need to rebuild their arm right away. That's often not the case. Any metal on metal sound is generally something loose, either a loose bolt or a loose jam nut, something you just need to throw a wrench on and torque down. Now, when you are looking to rebuild your arms, you're going to be looking for a few things, and a lot of that is going to come down to just play in your control arms, and this can take a while. This Jeep has had these arms on for about 4 or 5 years, and they're still pretty tight, but I like to get some sort of leverage on either the joint end or the bushing end or both. And you just put some pressure there, and I'm not seeing any play in these arms. But if you have a blown joint or blown bushing, you will see it as soon as you start prying on it. Before we take this arm off and rebuild it for you, I did want to mention that when it does come time to rebuild your control arms, this is actually a lot easier on the ground. If we were to take this arm off in the air, we have the weight of the axle and the suspension droop just pulling on everything, and our brackets and things are going to shift as we pull parts off, and it's going to be a lot harder to reinstall the arms after we rebuild. So we're just going to take one arm off, and we should be able to bolt that one right back on without anything moving on us. Who lost their light? Okay. So now that we have a couple different arms here, I did want to show that as your Johnny joint wears more and more, you'll be able to move it by hand. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's time to rebuild. You're not going to rebuild really until you have lateral play in your joint. Now, this arm has been on there, like I said, almost 5 years. And you can see that the grease has come out all around the joint and through the bushing, and that is exactly what we're looking for. Now, as far as rebuilding, the bushing side is the easiest side to rebuild, so we'll start with that. And it's literally just a 2-piece bushing, and all you need for this is a hammer, and usually a vise works really well, something to put behind the arm so we can get the crush sleeve pressed out through the arm. And that'll allow us to get our flathead screwdriver in under 1/2 of the bushing and just pop it out. I'll show you how to do that. Well, this bolt's going to fall out as soon as I start. Just like that. There we go. Now, since our bushings are still pretty tight, they can be a little difficult to get out. I like to have the arm lengthwise like this and use my left hand to push the arm down against the table. And then my right arm, I'm just getting the top of the screwdriver here under the lip of the bushing. And I'm just going to pry away just like that until it comes out. Then we'll flip out and do the other side, and that's it. Our bushings are out. Got a lot of grease and gunk in here. I'm going to clean up the sleeve before I put the new bushing in. So as we put this back together, we're going to put a little grease on, just all over. They should go in just like that. And they can be a little tight. You can hammer them in, and we'll just tap that back in. Okay, now we've done the easy side of the arm, we're going to move on to the Johnny joint. Now rebuilding Johnny joints can be a bit more difficult because there is pressure involved and a few more steps. Now you will need some snap ring pliers and a way to create enough pressure to collapse the joint off of the snap ring in order to get that out. Now there are a few different ways to rebuild a Johnny joint at home. My favorite way, and probably the fastest way, is to use a press of some sort, either a Harbor Freight press or a hydraulic press. Now if you do have a press, we do sell these press tools that fit nicely over the joint and inside the washer. These work really well. We'll go over to the other shop and I'll show that method if you do have a press. Now, if you don't have a press at home, you will want at least a good vise to hold everything steady. And you can either go with the Johnny joint rebuild tool that we have here. There's one for the 2.5-inch joints and one for the 2-inch joints. These can be a little expensive. And if you want to save some money and do it at home, you can do it by using just a couple sockets and a bolt to create that pressure. Now, it does take a little more time and it is a bit more difficult to do. So I'll show you how to do that one first. Then I'll show you how to do the press, and also how to use the Johnny joint tool so you can decide for yourself which one you want to do at home. Okay, now the sockets I have here are 1 3/16 and 1 1/4 inch, and every socket's going to be a little bit different. So you just want to make sure that your socket isn't hitting the ball center itself and just touching the washer, but still gives you enough room to get this snap ring in and out. And we're going to use this bolt and tighten it down until the joint collapses enough that we can get that snap ring out. There we go. It only took a couple turns, and now we can loosen our little homemade setup. There we go. All right, so now that we have the snap ring off, it's just getting all the innards out of the joint. I'm just going to open this enough that I can hammer or push, much like I did the bushing or the crush sleeve. And we just need to get all of that out of here. I didn't want to hammer right on my socket and beat it up, so either use a piece of scrap or something on top. But you're basically just getting all the innards out. There we go. Saw how difficult that one was to get out. There isn't an orientation for the ball center. And when you're pressing it into the arm, there is one of the flanges here has a little groove in it, and this groove needs to go up because there is a slight offset in the ball center that gets accounted for when everything is all assembled. Now it's going to go back in the same way we took it out. We're going to go washer, bushing, ball center, bushing, washer. These bushings do have an interlocking design, at least on these 2-piece ones. The smaller joints that are the 2-inch joints will have a donut, which just is a 1-piece bushing. We're going to clean up and grease everything before we put this back together. And then you do reuse your ball center. And that one had a bit of rust and grime on it, so we just ran over to the other shop and cleaned it up real fast. Now sometimes these go right in with a little bit of grease and a little bit of pressure, and sometimes they can be a little bit more difficult. But we are going to use grease on everything to put it back together. And you don't need a ton, you don't want to make a mess, because when you press this all back together, any excess grease is going to just be coming out everywhere. Your most important surface on these Johnny joints is around your ball center where all your movement is. You can use a little grease inside the barrel just to help get everything back together. It is easier to assemble these bushings all together. If you try to put one in, then the ball center, then the other, you might not get lined up all the way, and you might have to take it apart again. But as you see, they do interlock to create these nice grease channels for our grease to get in through. And then we're going to line up one of these holes so we make sure when we do grease these, we can get everything back together. So we're just going to set this on top, and we'll get our last washer. It does help to have a friend. You're going to want to hold everything in the center. Now this will at least get us started, but eventually our ball center is going to hit the other side of the vise, and we'll need to get something else in there to hold it. Now it's important to try to center your socket the best you can, especially when you have a big one like this. We didn't give ourselves enough room. All right, as you saw from all our finagling, I guess is the word, with that setup, that is like my least favorite way to do Johnny joints. It is the least expensive way, but you do spend a lot more time trying to create that even pressure on the joint in order to get that snap ring in. I did want to show you now how to use the Johnny joint tool, and then I'll also take one of the arms over the shop over there and show you how our guys do it with the press and the press tool. Now, what makes the Johnny joint tool a lot easier to use, especially when going back together, is that they have this long threaded section and it allows you to just collapse it slowly and straight. Now, to come apart, you're not going to use this portion of it yet. We're just getting the snap ring out. But again, these are a bit more pricey. I think they're like $120 each. But if you're doing a lot of joints, highly recommend it. It's a great tool. Makes it go a lot quicker. Makes everything go together smoother. Okay, so it's a 22 millimeter. Tighten it down until we can get that snap ring off. Okay, now this side of the arm is going to go together just like the other side. A little grease. Put our new washer in first. Again, remember to put that groove up. Lock your bushings together. We'll put a little grease on the barrel. Now when you're cranking this down, whether you're using the press, the tool, or the vise, you want to go just far enough that you can get the snap ring in. You can't go too far, especially with the press, and you can bend out your washers. So now we got it tight enough. I think I can get the snap ring in. There we go. So now we rebuilt this crawl arm. We're going to take the camp arm over to the shop where I have a press. Show you that method real quick. It's real easy. These are literally just Harbor Freight presses that we've added. But with these tools, we do sell this backing ring. And you set it up just like this. You're just applying pressure. And that backing ring is just to give you some room around the ball center so it's not hitting the bottom plate. There we go. Okay. All right, we're going to go over to this arbor press. There we go. All right, we got the control arm we took off. The rear of this JK is completely rebuilt now. We didn't clean it up because it's just going to get dirty again. Always are going to install with a little bit of grease right here on the wear surface of the bushing. This not only makes it easier to install and slide into the bracket, it makes it so you don't have to grease your arms right away after install. Everything's tight, everything's fresh in here. It will take a bit of breaking in, like I said. And if we did everything right, nothing would have moved on us, and we can just bolt this right back in. There you go. All right, guys, that about wraps it up for our video on control arm maintenance and rebuilding your Johnny joints and your bushings. Just to recap a little, if you're rebuilding just a couple of joints, the bolt and socket method works out okay and saves you a little bit of money. But if you're like me and want to save a lot of time, I highly recommend the Johnny joint tool, or if you have a press, I recommend the press tool setup. Both of these products will be linked down in the description below. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please comment down below or reach out to our sales team. And if you like what we're doing, please like and subscribe because that really helps us out in the content we're making. And we'll see you guys in the next one.